We give because God is the author of all things, and He's well able to return to us everything that we give with blessings. He can protect us from everything. He is the one who gives us strength. He's the one who lets the sun shine on our crops if we're farmers.
Amen.
He's the one that gives us favor in the eyes of our bosses at work.
Amen.
He's the one that lets, when we accidentally run a red light, the police go and get someone else, and we say, "Oh, sorry, God, didn't mean to run that red light," because we're not lawbreakers. He's the one who keeps the borders of your country secure, so you're not invaded by some other nation.
Amen.
He's the one that he begins nations and he ends nations.
Oh, Jesus.
And may our nation go on for a long time as all of us keep worshiping God and living clean. And praise the Lord. It says in I think it's Ezekiel 22, chapter 22, verse 30, where God looked through an entire nation for one man to stand in the gap and live clean for Him. And if He could find one, He'll keep that nation on the earth.
That's good.
So hallelujah. May we be those kinds of people that trust God with 10%, at least 10% of our income. There's this one tithing story I'd like to tell you, everyone. It's a father presented 10 dimes in front of his little daughter, and he separated 9 of them away, and he said, This is what we get, and then separated one of them away and said, "This is what God gets."
Amen.
And then the little girl burst into tears. And he said, and she's crying, and and the father said to his little daughter, What's wrong? And she said, "Is that all God gets?"
Wow.
So, and unfortunately, from some Christians, he doesn't even get that.
Jesus.
10%. So may we be those who trust God. And one more story real fast. There was a farmer who saw some hail coming, and big farming committee, lots of farmers, and hailstorm was coming, and he finally got on his knees and said, "Fuck, God, I haven't been tithing, but I promise if you spare my crop, I will double tithe for the rest of my life."
Yes.
So the hailstorm came, and lots of farmers lost their groves, but this farmer had not a scratch on his groves. He kept everything. He kept everything. Now we might say, "Oh, it just happened." Well, it just happened to somebody who promised God a double tithe for the rest of his life. That's the man whose crop was spared. So may we give in faith. Hallelujah, hallelujah, amen, amen, amen.